Gus LeRoux, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
First, you're the chairman of the New York State College Republicans. I just want to get your thoughts quickly about Governor Cuomo's resignation from someone from the perspective of the other side.
Well, I mean, look, it's a sad occasion in any event. I mean, it's the governor of the state that has stepped down because of the revelation of some very predatory actions that were going on in his office. I mean, nobody, even on the Republican side, really is you know cheering what's happening right now. We're happy to see some accountability, and we're happy to see that there's some justice being brought to the office of the governorship. But considering what has taken place here, we're talking about 11 women in the governor's office who faced sexual harassment, some of whom were assaulted, many of whom were smeared by people within the governor's office, which was done using state resources. That it's good to see some accountability finally surface in regards to what's been going on in the governor's office, but it speaks to a larger issue as to the circumstances that were allowed that allowed this to happen, both those from the governor's office, from elected officials that ignored initial reports of this since December of 2020. So it's good to see Governor Cuomo kind of face the music for what has happened, but it is evident there's a lot more work to be done. I'll say that much.
Was there any point we had the report from Attorney General Letitia James last week. Was there any point during that week or even before that you knew that Cuomo would step down, or did this come as a surprise to you?
I mean, it was absolutely a surprise to me. I thought, frankly, that this would be fought out until the bitter end, either through impeachment or maybe he would try to make a play for re-election. Certainly none of us expected that he would actually resign at this point. Because again, we've known about this since last December. People will remember the nursing home scandal from last year that, for so long, the governor has been able to act with relative impunity, with very little accountability from those in his own party or within New York media that, a lot of us were thinking, why would he stop now? But, we were pleased to see that this is how it turned out, obviously.
What does this mean in terms of the future of New York State politics?
Well, I know I'm, all of us are particularly interested to see what implications this has on the next election. Kathy Hochul obviously stepping in to assume the role of governor, but there was a poll I just read the other day about who might be in the running for, the 2022 governorship from the Democratic side of things. And there really was no clear favorite. Lee Zeldin is kind of ramping up at this point to be the favorite for the Republican side of things. But, whether that's Kathy Hochul or Letitia James that is able to take advantage of this, or if, another outsider steps up, I mean, that's anybody's guess. The major thing, I guess, to watch out for is, Cuomo's successor, Kathy Hochul. Cuomo's 10-year-long kind of reign in Albany. Are things going to get shaken up at this point, or are we going to see more of the same?
So what do you expect from Kathy Hochul? I know you're on the other side of the aisle, but for the remainder of Cuomo's term, what are you expecting from her?
Not much. I did see an interview done with her today, and I do believe she refused to commit to not pardoning Andrew Cuomo, which, again, it's the same thing we've seen since the beginning. Kathy Hochul can talk a big game about how they need increased transparency and how they stand with the victims, and how Albany needs to, bring in more accountability on these matters. But again, she's not willing to commit to not pardoning Andrew Cuomo. She's been in his office for at least 5 to 6 years. I have no doubt that she was aware of what was going on. So while Cuomo is gone, while members of his cabinet have stepped down, it's the same crew as before, and I have no doubt that they'll be managing things the same way.
Do you think that Republicans will have a greater shot at the governorship and could possibly win the governorship now that Cuomo is out?
I think definitely. And I think that the key question is whether or not voters are going to grow sick and tired of the games that Cuomo and his like have played in Albany for the past 10 plus years. because again, this isn't the first time that we've seen this happen. A governor hasn't left office in New York with their head high since 2006. George Pataki, also the last Republican governor, Eliot Spitzer, David Patterson, all left under similar circumstances. So, the question voters are going to have to ask themselves is, do we want to keep electing people that are going to perpetuate, these power politics in Albany, or are we going to get somebody in office who is going to treat the office with more integrity and is going to actually care about the people that they work for?
Gus LeRoux, thank you so much.
Thank you.